Hey there, welcome to another review, and this time it is of Game of Death 2, another film sent to me graciously by Till from Germany. And I like these Hong Kong Legends DVDs because he did some really good commentaries by Bay Logan, who's a wealth of information. Now, Game of Death 2 was made because Game of Death 1 was very successful in Japan, and they wanted more, so they got some footage of Bruce Lee, stock footage, outtakes from Enter the Dragon and Fist of Fury, and that encompasses part of the first half hour of this film, and then the next hour is about Bruce Lee's character's brother. Now, another thing, there are different versions of the film. There was an English dub version which was longer and showcased Bruce Lee's actual funeral, like Game of Death 1. Had flashbacks, including, I think, a greenhouse fight with, I forget the person's name he had to fight with, but it's just more Bruce Lee flashbacks and stock footage, even more than what's in this. Thankfully, that's not this one. This is the shorter version. This is one where the original title was Tower of Death. And this is the one that doesn't have the Bruce Lee funeral footage. That one I've seen clips of, and I saw a review or two of it on YouTube, and I'm glad this isn't that version. And before I get any further, I will say I liked this film. Not so much the first 20-some minutes, 30 minutes, but for the... It's almost like two films, because you have Bruce Lee as Billy Lowe, who is his character from Game of Death 1, but that's the only reference to Game of Death 1. Otherwise, this could have just been a sequel in name only. And Bruce Lee using stock footage, and then when he's supposed to fight, it's him in shadow or behind his back, so you don't notice that it's not Bruce Lee. And his friend dies. He goes to Japan, sees this girl who's got this film, fights some guys. Good action choreography. It's done by Yuen Woo-ping, who did The Matrix, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and many others. Really well done fight scenes. But it's just, I don't like kind of like Game of Death 1, where you're taking stock footage of Bruce Lee and using them however you see fit to create your own bullshit story. And it's not as bad as Game of Death 1, where there's a fucking scene where a cardboard cutout of Bruce Lee's head is stuck on a person's body in one sequence in Game of Death 1. But still, I don't really care for that kind of stuff. But unlike Game of Death 1, that's only for the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie. Because what happens is, when he has his fight scenes, again, well done fight scenes and choreography, he comes back for his friend's funeral, a helicopter comes by, and like one of those games you get with the claw, comes down, picks up the coffin, flying away, Bruce Lee grabs it, something hits his neck, he falls to his death. And then I realized I've seen clips of this movie before. Because long ago on cable, I remember seeing that clip and going, what the fuck is this? Bruce Lee? But this isn't a Bruce Lee movie. And it's a helicopter that's picked up a coffin. And he's grabbing on and he's dead. And it's like, what the fuck? And it was this movie. And like I said before, it's almost as if it's two movies put into one. Because that's the first movie. And then the guy's Bruce Lee's, his character's brother comes into the picture and wants to find out why his brother died. And then to make it more confusing, this guy plays both. He plays his own brother, Bruce Lee, when you don't see his face, and then he plays the brother character. And the reason I like the film for that last hour, it's surreal stuff, which I'll get into, some batshit insane crazy stuff. And the last 20 minutes is full-on ass kickery. He's fighting guys in silver jumpsuits out of a Sean Connery James Bond movie. He's fighting this fucking guy who is got this, he's muscled and he's got this Fred Flintstone or Craven the Hunter get up on top, and it's this big muscle guy he's fighting, and he has this big fucking botch ready to hit our lead, this guy here, but then the guy kicks through the big botch and kicks the guy in the face. Just well done action choreography, just 20 full minutes of ass kickery. Again, all this silver jumpsuit guys, that guy, which he stops by giving him a Brit the Hitman Hart sharpshooter. And I swear to God that when he does that sharpshooter and fucks the guy up, if you watch this, the Chinese version with the English subtitles, not the English dub, the Chinese dialogue, I swear a piece of music from Alien is playing when he does that sharpshooter. Again, the Chinese with the English subtitles, not the English dub one, because they have like different soundtracks. Even on this one with that version, like each one has different music. I swear on that one thing, it's a piece of music from Alien, the first one, the original Alien. And then after that, there's a guy jumping at him. He kicks him into a hallway, and the hallway is electrified, so that guy burns up. Then these guys shimmy through this electrified hallway to get to this crazy-ass monk and fight him, and then beats his ass, does this nice sort of scissor maneuver to take him down, and then you find out the main bad guy was Bruce Lee's friend who died at the beginning, but he faked his death because he's the runner of the drug operation and the set straight out of a James Bond, like Goldfinger. Any minute now, Donald Pleasant's gonna come out from You Only Live Twice. That kind of set, and you have a really, really good fight scene that I swear lasts about 10 minutes. And right when it's done, it doesn't bullshit. It's done. It's over. And the movie's only an hour and 20 minutes. And even before that, 20 minutes of ass kickery, you get weird shit. He visits this, like, either Palace of Death or Castle of Death, I forget what it's called, where he meets this guy named Roy Horan. And I believe he was in the Jackie Chan film Snake and Eagle's Shadow, which I know I still need to see that, and The First Drunken Master. One day. But this guy, he has lions for pets that he'll take this guy and his Jeep and he'll feed meat to the lions. He has this Roy Horan has like a pet baby monkey on his shoulder. At one point he fights these two guys who had these capes and he fights Tiger Claw style. He drinks deer blood and eats raw venison. There's a scene where a fucking lion comes in and fights this guy. A fucking lion, like a guy in a lion suit. And no, this is not like you see the guy's face and they're doing kung fu. No, this is a guy in like a fur suit, like a lion fur suit. I guess pretend to be a lion, be on all fours, jumping and leaping at this guy, and while this guy kicks it and throws chairs. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is so surreal. Insane bad shit. This is fucking entertaining. Okay, the cowardly lion got his courage and decided to become an asshole and fight a guy that looked like Bruce Lee. You have this Roy Horan guy who likes to fight guy who had capes and drink deer blood and has pet lions and a pet monkey on his shoulder, a baby monkey. You got a James Bond set with an interesting idea that the tower is not up, it's actually upside down underground. Fighting all these silver jumpsuit guys. And one guy, he fights a guy before that with a scar on his face that has one arm, and then the trick is he does have an arm and fights him. All the fight scenes are well done, and I know that I thought this guy did a good job in his fights. I know some of the crazier things during the fight. He actually had a double, and that's the guy's name is Yuen Bo. the guy who's friends with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. He was in Eastern Condors. He was in Wheels on Meals. He was in other stuff as well. And he was sort of the brothers of Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung when they're in their school. Smaller guy. He did some of the fight doubling for this guy. But yeah, the fight scenes are well done, well choreographed by Yuen Woo-ping. Like I said, he did The Matrix, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And sort of that batshit insane quality to it just made me go, what the fuck? It made it entertaining. In fact, that's why I like this more than Game of Death 1 for that last hour. The insanity and then the last 20 minutes of ass kickery. And in fact, I think the drawback to this is Bruce Lee, Sally. It's putting Bruce Lee into that. Maybe that's how the movie got made. But putting stock footage and forcing stock footage into Bruce Lee and then trying to hide the guy supposed to be Bruce Lee in shadow, then taking footage from Enter the Dragon Fists of Fury to blend and putting different dialogue in his mouth. I don't care for that. That's one of the reasons why I hated Game of Death. Like I said, that did that for the entire movie. Thankfully, this only did for the first chunk of it. But I wish it didn't do that at all and just came up with its own. Have this guy start from the beginning, or have a different guy play a brother character that dies, and then this guy, he can pretend to be Bruce Lee all he wants, but show his face, just go with the story, the batshit story. And you didn't really need to put, like, this is a lie. Bruce Lee doesn't star in this, just his stock footage. You're tricking people. You're trying to fool and trick people, and that's not right. And so other than some really good fight choreography, the first 23 minutes, I was first watching this, I'm going, oh man, I don't know about this. The fight scenes are cool, but just this whole stock footage thing, and I don't care for this. But then, when his character dies, and then the brother character comes in, again, so that batshit insane stuff. And lots of fighting. There's one time where this guy fights a guy in a mask, and you find out that guy is this guy with a scar in the middle of his face that is working for Roy Horan, the deer blood drinking, tiger claw fighting, lion petting, type of. But you got kung fu lions in that fucking one scene with a guy in a lion fursuit. Yeah, a James Bond set in the third act. 20 minutes of cool ass kickery, electrified hallway, a sharpshooter, Brett the Hitman style of death, guy in his Bam Bam outfit. Uh, and again, some really cool shots. Again, this guy has this big ass box, and the lead here, this guy kicks right through it until it just kicks the guy right in the head. And the fight scenes are well shot. And I guess real quick, like the thing with me and Bruce Lee, growing up, I didn't know. I thought this was Bruce Lee growing up, because when I was a kid, this is what I saw the most as a kid on VHS. In fact, this might have been my introduction to Hong Kong films. It might have been this movie. This is the first one I remember seeing when I was a kid, and then later on I found out, no, that's not really Bruce Lee. This is Bruce Lee. And I've reviewed a couple Bruce Lee films on the channel. The Big Boss, Way of the Dragon, aka Return of the Dragon, and Enter the Dragon. I just didn't get around to the other ones. But for those who are wondering, The Big Boss I enjoy. I actually would like to re-review this, because since that last review, I enjoy this even more than I did before. Just I like the ice factory location. The fight scenes are fun, and Bruce Lee has a good presence to him. So I do liked it when I first saw it and I first reviewed it, but I think I liked it even more. So one day I'd like to re-review these. Fist of Fury, which I haven't reviewed, I do like the movie. It has some fun fight scenes and the great presence of Bruce Lee. I didn't care for the ending, sort of him going towards camera and dying in a hail of bullets, freeze frame style, a la Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But I don't hate the film. I like the film. It's just not my favorite Bruce Lee film for that ending and a few other little nitpicks I have. But I still like it. I know this is cliche to say, but this is my favorite Bruce Lee film, Enter the Dragon. Great movie. I enjoy this one, Way of the Dragon, aka Return of the Dragon. I love the nunchuck sequences, and of course you got the great fight with Chuck Norris. And this one, I like the DVD. The features and the commentary by Nickelodeon are very interesting. And then this has Game of Death Revisited, featurette, 40-minute edit of the original Game of Death footage in accordance to Bruce Lee script notes. That's better than the movie itself. But yeah, I'm not going to get into this movie. It would take me 20 minutes just for that. But the DVD is cool. A lot of features. And I actually want to catch some more of these Bruce Ploitation films someday. Like there's one where he's in hell or the underworld, and there's people like Popeye and such in it. And then there's another one where it's like the clones of Bruce Lee. And I still like this one as well. One day I'll review this. I don't know if that stuff, what was it? I think the one with Popeye's like The Dragon Lives Again and the clones of Bruce Lee, are they out on DVD somewhere to buy? I'm just curious. Like, is there like a collection of Bruce Ploitation movies? Like a set? I don't know. But yeah, I do enjoy this one. Call it nostalgia, but I do. But getting back to this, yeah, the 20-some minutes beginning with Bruce Lee's footage being put into it is not, I'm not the biggest fan of. Again, some good fight scenes, but definitely the last hour I enjoyed much more. You do get an appearance in the first 20 minutes of Roy Chow, who I remember as Lao She in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And yeah, the Cowardly Lion getting his courage and trying to kick Bruce Lee, this guy's ass. I was going to say Bruce Lee, but this, even though it's supposed to be his brother, he still acts like Bruce Lee. Like he's supposed to be playing Bruce Lee's brother, but he's still doing all the Bruce Lee things. It's like, are you his twin or are you his brother? It's supposed, you don't, just because you're his brother doesn't mean you have to act exactly like him. But yeah, the last hour I had fun with. I mean, just either the insanity of what the hell's going to happen next, baby monkeys, fucking tiger claw fight scenes like this, the the finale and waiting for Oddjob and Goldfinger to appear, and the finale of that Tower of Death under the ground it really is straight out of a Sean Connery James Bond film. That the sets and just kicking everyone's ass and fighting Bam Bam Craven the Hunter, Fred Flintstone guy, and then the monk and just all the silver jumpsuit guys, and fighting the main bad guy at the end. It's just well done choreography, a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in the last hour of this movie. So those are my thoughts on Game of Death 2. I do enjoy this more than the first one. I do. Like the first 20-some minutes is a little bit in bad taste, but at least this version of the movie that's on this Hong Kong Legends, at least the last hour is just a silly, funny, goofy, but well choreographed, cool fight scenes, a bit of insanity and batshit craziness. But that's what made it fun. So, Game of Death 2, if you do see it, if you're not into it for the first 20-some minutes, I would say stick with it until you get to really when it starts with the fucking helicopter trying to leave with a fucking coffin, and then that Bruce Lee dies, and then his brother just dehydrated deer blood, baby monkey. I keep repeating this because I swear if I don't say it out loud, I won't believe it myself. So it's still pretty damn fun. And again, the last 20 minutes, at least watch the last 20 minutes and find clips of the lion and all that stuff. But yeah, I would say the last hour is at least worth a look on this. That's my thoughts on Game of Death 2. Thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.